Hi, everybody. It's really good to see all of you. I really was jealous last year when I couldn't come. I have to admit it. But when you get old and feeble, that's what happens. I knew that it was time for me to break off from the group. I told Bea that. She didn't take it very well. But hey, I was right. I kept telling her that I wanted to go and it was my time to go. But I had been telling Bea that for years, so she didn't pay attention. And there was nothing she could do about it anyway, because I was going and we weren't visiting. I really feel like my life was perfect for me. It wasn't perfect for anybody else, and I'm sure I disappointed a lot of people that had their own agendas about who I was and what I should do for them. That's one message I'd like to leave here tonight. Do what you want. Follow your guidance. And don't let other people rule your life. Don't let them make you what they want you to be. You have to do it your way. My daughter screwed up some of my life with that. And she came between Bea and I, and she didn't have the right to do that. So that's one thing I regret. But I felt like I had to put up with it because I knew she was going to be my caretaker. I was lucky in that I was able to be independent to the end, but I didn't know that. I didn't know if it was going to work out like that, even though I wanted it to. So don't let people make you into their idea of what you should be. And you have to be thankful for the teacher that you have, because she doesn't do that. You know, all of you are really different. I know a lot of you, and you're really different people. And Bea doesn't try to change that. She lets you be who you are, and she lets you come at this stuff from your own viewpoint. All she does is tell you what she knows and give you the tools to go forward with it. And then she leaves it at that. That is priceless, because you should see some of the cults up here, girls. You should see some of the people who have been through different religious indoctrinations. Even though they might have been up here quite a while, they're still living the cult. And they have the free will to do it here. We have a feeling and knowledge of God for sure here. But unless you continue to reach for the highest knowledge and light, you can miss it even here. You can stay lost in the same baloney that you were with on earth, particularly if your leaders and friends are here. And you can make really good progress if you're on the right track and your leaders and friends are here. You see what I mean? Yeah. So there's differences and there's similarities. Be true to yourself. If you have pushy family members, put them in their place. Trust in God to get you out of here in good order. And don't be afraid. I was really right when I said I wasn't afraid to die. I meant it. And I didn't have any fear. Even at the very end, I was just ready to go. People hate that. They really want you to be afraid. They want you to be, everything that they are. If they see you waving goodbye, they hate it. Do it anyway. You know you should. I haven't been here this long, but I've learned a lot already, and I've remembered a whole lot of stuff that was gone. I've found a lot of friends that I had forgotten about. Friends from past lives that are really dear to me. Family members from past lives that I'm close to. It's allowed me to see the challenges that I was facing in this life that I picked. And it shows me where I triumphed and the places that I didn't do so well. Always be honest. Always do your best and don't let them scare you. It's very rewarding to be done with a life. I know some people can never let go, but I was ready to let go. I'd had enough. I had been in a slow, clumsy body for a lot of years. I was ready to be done with that. It's really true. You are young and good looking here. I kind of like that. It's fun to be a little bit of a now. Yeah. I take advantage of it too. I won't spoil the surprises, but the guys are all hunks. Everybody's young. It's hard to get used to that after being old. It's like, where are the seniors? There's a bunch of kids here. You can get bored with that, but so you go for the smart ones that seem to have their act together. They seem to know who they are. They're the ones. The wise ones are here, and there are a lot of them. It's just kind of weird to see the guru and he's 30, and you wonder what he's the guru of. It's like, how could you know? Well, he's had 600 lifetimes. He just don't look it. Yeah, that's how it is. You wouldn't recognize me now. Really. And in the beginning, I sounded like her and talked like her, but that's fading away too. I don't mind leaving the old girl behind. She did a lot of good, and I can hold my head up and be happy about that. I'm looking forward to the day when you all come and visit me. We can talk about old times then. And we can look at how fast we moved in this lifetime. I want to tell you, Bea helped me a lot more than I gave her credit for, and a lot more than I knew. So I'm kind of chagrined because I sort of took things for granted that I shouldn't have. You know, I'm like you. I always wanted to write or read the writings of this one and that one, and the great one of this and the great one of that. But your teacher, if you listen, she has it all in one package, and she's right there in front of you. Because she is bringing in these fantastic masters and angels, and they're real. And now I'm hearing about Shiel and how she's talking to you. Do you know, most of these people around me don't know anything about Shiel, and they can't reach her? Do you understand that being, I say dead, but you know, that's what it is. Being up here doesn't mean that you're any closer to them unless you reach for it. I mean, the energy is high here, and life is completely different, and it's much kinder, and everything's safe. But a lot of people run around here paying no attention to God at all. So it's pretty special that you have your guides. And the guides that I met through Bea are working with me now. That's pretty cool. So I've joined up with the White Brotherhood, and I'm working with angels. Oh yeah. I can answer questions to a certain extent. I haven't learned it all up here. I'm new. But I'm not spending a lot of time going over stuff and wondering what I did with this and what I did with that. And I might do more of that later. A lot of people spend all their time looking at what they did and trying to figure out how to avoid it. If you're like me, you're going to screw up again. When you go back, well, you know, the temptation's there. So study with the masters when you get up here. Join the wise ones and move off away from those who are still pretty much like they were when they were alive. Yeah, that's how it is. You have choices to make about your growth and what you study while you're up here. So even though Bea is not here yet, when she gets here, I'm going to sign into her classes. And I've been over to White Dove. It's a very cool place, and it's real. I'm working with Lady Portia at Love Ladies. And that woman, let me tell you, that woman is something else. She can teach you more in 5 minutes than you can learn from a lot of others in a century. So grow your relationships with your guides. Make them strong and definite and respect them. And when you come up here, they'll be waiting for you, and you'll move right into their teachings, and you'll be really glad you did. It will free you from a lot of time-wasting stuff. People can waste a lot of time here. There's lots of glitz and glitter. But, people play around with tricks and games that they can do now that they couldn't do when they had a body. And we can visit a lot of places and quickly. So we all want to do some of that too. But you want to get as close to those guides as you can, as quick as you can. You have all the time you need here, so fun and games are nice. And being closer to God is wonderful. You'll really like that part. But you all are one of the lucky ones because you're closer to God right now than some of them are up here. Remember, God is not limited to dimensions. And you don't have to be up in the upper dimensions to be with God. You can be with God right on earth. I wish that I had understood that better when I was embodied. I didn't get it. But God is so versatile and so powerful that I could have done better with my connection. Because I kind of like to float around in the ethers and just be with the feeling of it. That used to drive me nuts. Because I would never meditate on anything but drifting in the light. And she knew I was wasting my time because I didn't choose a guide or a deity to learn from. But I was trying to get away from that heavy old body of mine, and I like to float off from it. So that was my escape, and it kept me from growing as much as I could have. I see that now, and I understand B's frustration with me. So you do the work, of course, according to your own ideas. But don't forget to work. Don't forget to do all the things that the guides are teaching you through B. I ignored a great deal of that. And B would get out of patience with me. Now I see why. I'm making up for it now. I'm growing fast and I'm trying to learn a lot. I hope to be here for a good while. I know I still have to reincarnate. I don't mind that though, because there's a bunch of stuff I'd like to do on Earth yet. Some of you may be able to identify with that, and others of you may not. But Earth still calls to me, and I have lessons down there I have to get yet. It's just as well that I know that. Some people here just never want to go back. And they slow their growth down because of that too. They can't make you go back. But you don't grow a lot if you're just being up here in the higher dimensions hanging out with your friends. And even if they're really smart friends, they can get boring. You know, everybody can. So, yes, I will return. I'm going to wait, though, because stuff is, well, there's trouble coming for the people on Earth. We know something about it. We don't know details, but we can feel it. And there's a lot of people here that are waiting to reincarnate, and they won't do it right now because they don't want to step off into the hellhole that may open up there on the planet. So we're getting a feel for that, and the guides are telling us that there's not much to be gained if we incarnate in certain years. I'm not going to tell you what those years are, but I think you all will mostly be out of there before that stuff gets really bad. I hope that you do leave before the big trouble. And I can tell you, I won't be back till the big trouble's over. I'm looking forward to a different kind of life than I had this time. I'm picking and choosing some things, and nothing is decided yet. You have plenty of time to figure that out, and your guides help you decide what areas you need more experience in. I wouldn't mind being a teacher like B is. So that's kind of my plan when I go back. I'm going back with that idea. And I want to be part of the Divine Feminine plan. So we're honing in on that idea right now. Maybe I'll see you there. Maybe you'll decide that you want to do some more work with humanity and help them with this plan. Or maybe you'll be one of my guides. You know, I'll be down on Earth trying to teach and guide, and you'll help me. We all work together that way, you see. It's a beautiful thing because friendships are never lost, and neither is love. Now, if you want, I'll answer some questions. You might have a few, huh? We'll see.
What's been the biggest surprise?
The biggest surprise has been seeing how beautiful I am compared to what I was for so many years. I have never thought of myself as a beautiful woman. So to instantly be so attractive was a shock. I really didn't know what to do with it. I kind of had to get used to it because, you know, when you have a big, heavy body and so forth, you can hide a lot of yourself behind that, can't you? Mm-hmm. Well, when you're really attractive, it's right out there in front of people and it draws their interest. So that was a big surprise to me. And another thing that was a big surprise to me was how big this place is and how many people are up here. I mean, You think that Earth is loaded with people, right? It's nothing compared to the higher dimensions. Not only that, but there are people here from all over, not just Earth. I wasn't ready for that. I thought everybody was an Earthling, but let me tell you what, they're not. So there's some pretty strange cultures up here. They kind of keep to themselves, the cultures do. We visit, we check them out. So there are a lot of people that seem foreign to me. I don't understand them too well. And that was a big surprise to me. I thought everybody knew who everybody was and could understand. You can read people's minds here. And that can be a shock too. So you really know what people are thinking, and nobody can lie. That's kind of hard to get used to. Not that I'm a liar, but that I can actually know immediately what people are thinking. You'll be surprised. Yeah, you'll be surprised when you see what people are really thinking. So people's motives stick out a mile here. It makes it hard to get by with things, and that was hard to get used to too. Just knowing what people were really up to. Even though they weren't up to much, I'm not saying this is a crime hole or anything like that, it's not. But you just honestly know what the people you're dealing with think of you, and think about what they think of what you said. That sort of thing. That takes some getting used to. So there is definitely a break-in period, but when you first come up, you want to go and visit everybody you love, so you do that for quite a while. And that is a great time. After that, and you get used to it, then you branch out a little bit more. But when you meet some of your acquaintances that you thought were friends, and now you can read their mind, you might realize they weren't such a friend after all. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you quickly move on and leave those folks behind. It was easy to do that too, because I had so many people that I do love. You'll have more people here that you love than you can imagine. And that was a bit of a surprise too. I had a ton of people that I really love here. I had forgotten all about them. So that was really wonderful. The rediscovery of the love relationships and the family relationships was great. I'm still spending time with people that weren't in my past life at all. Some of them are my best friends. See? That's a bit of a surprise. Anything else?
Could you describe what it's like up there? Like, do you have a home? Are they like towns? And just how's it organized up there?
Well, it's organized in various ways. You can have a town if you want, but you don't have to. You can have a village. You can have a house. Whatever made you happy on earth, you can recreate with your thoughts. So you can create a home that's exactly like the home that you had on earth. Or you may find that your favorite home is a place from a past life, that era. So you might create a home for yourself that looks like something out of the 1600s, if that was your happy time. And then you can go visit other people in their homes because you just think about them and desire to see them, and you're there with them. And then you can see what they have. You're really unlimited in your ability to travel anywhere instantly. And so there's all kinds of places to visit and people to see. And everybody creates what they want instantly. You see what I mean? So it varies a lot, and you can't put it into any kind of definitive pattern like there's big cities and then there's small homes in the country. There's all of that and more. A lot of what I see looks like a lot of what Earth is like exactly. Only everything's perfect here. So you know, if the grass is green, it's perfectly green. And the flowers are magnificent and unbelievable colors. And the ocean is exquisite. And there's no storms. That kind of thing. It's perfection, and you can wander around in the perfection and share it with other people too. And then there are spiritual universities, and there are scientific universities. There's all kinds of training going on up here all the time. A lot of people are into that, and they get caught up in it like people do. That happens too. So you have tremendous experts at this and that. And they are trying to help the people on planet Earth to learn how to do things better. So a lot of the ideas and impulses that scientists and planners get on Earth are being sent to them from these wonderful universities of light. And then there's parts that I haven't been to and higher dimensions I can't get to. But there's so much here where I am, I'm going to be a long time just figuring this out. You see what I mean? And if I want to experience something, all I have to do is think about it. And I can be there doing that too. And you can go places with your friends and loved ones too. You can go to explore things together. I hope that helps. It's hard to imagine how free we are to do almost anything here, and the place is always safe. And you don't have to worry about getting snake bit or eating bad food or anything like that. I'm so glad I'm back here. I don't know what to do. And even though I want to go back to Earth, I'm not ready for that, and it's not coming anytime soon. I need to rejuvenate my spirit and train my mind so that I can do a better job next time. That's going to take a while. And time is, it's a different thing up here. It moves faster. and you get more done in a day, and it just flies along. But there's always time to do whatever you want, and you don't get tired. That's one of my favorite things. You know, old people get tired on earth. I don't get tired anymore. That's wonderful. Did that help you? Okay. Good.
Is your twin flame available there with you?
My twin flame is incarnated, wouldn't you know?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, I got a couple stand-ins. I'm doing okay, honey.
Okay. That's good, Jean.
We soothe each other because our twin flames are not available, so, you know. Yeah, I love it. I have soulmates, you might call them, from past lives. And we keep each other company. We love each other dearly, and it's good to be back. So I'm not missing the twin flame right now. I hope that he gets back before my next journey to Earth, and I'm pretty sure he will. Because as I said, I'm not going back anytime soon. I'm not ready. I've got things I've got to do. And the guides are showing me that. I've got tremendous guides here, and I'm working hard with them already. So there's so much you can do here to make sure that your next incarnation is really much better. And that's what I'm waiting to do. If you go back right away, you're still not healed up of the past experiences, and you haven't learned from your mistakes as well as you could have. So I'm working on that, and I'm studying with the finest masters in the White Brotherhood, thanks to B. Otherwise, I wouldn't know about this. You understand that? I wouldn't know Lady Portia if it wasn't for B. I really give thanks for her. She's put me on the fast track, even though I blew her off at the end, and I'm kind of ashamed of that. Anything else?
Could you tell us about your transition, and did you go through the safe passage?
I can't tell you if I was at safe passage or not. There were so many angels. And you know, my death was pretty quick. I did not linger in that stage of leaving the body for long. Because I wanted out so bad. I really wanted to go. And I did go with Azrael. I don't remember safe passage if I was there or not. I could have been and probably was. But the light is so bright. And you're surrounded by angels. And you are just ecstatic. Dying for me was ecstatic. It was an ecstatic experience of wonderment. And it felt familiar to me to be going where I was going. I knew the stages I went through. I knew what was coming next, and I couldn't wait. So I didn't suffer much. It was quick and easy, and they told me that I had such good karma that I didn't have to do much suffering or lingering, and I didn't have fear. I think if you are afraid, it holds you back, and you have a harder time of it because you fight it. don't ever fight it. I didn't fight it, so it was quick, it was glorious, and I never looked back. I was just gone. And the angels arranged everything, and all of a sudden, I was in the brightest light, and Bobby was there. My mom was first, and then Dad. And it just went from there. It was like a big party opened up for me. So you're going to love it. I hope that helps you.
That's lovely.
It was lovely. It was. Yes. Yes, it was. But as I say, I was not afraid, and I was not trying to stay on earth and stay with anybody. I was ready to roll, and it made it fast and glorious. Anything else?
What's Love Ladies Temple like? What work do you do there?
Love Ladies is a big library, and there's a lot of teachers there, and a lot of them are women. It looks like most of them look like a big Grecian temple. Bea told you that. It's funny how these temples are. They seem to be a certain size, but as you go through them, they're almost endless. There's a lot of books there and a lot of classrooms. I don't teach there because I'm more of a student. But I have a certain standing there because I'm one of the founders. And some of you might have that standing too when you pass. So I go there every day, and sometimes I just welcome people and show them to various areas that they're looking for. I'm a greeter, and I do anything I can to help people find different books they want to study, because we have books as above so below, only these books are just marvelous books. They're more like opening a movie, some of them. So I'm involved with teaching, but I'm not a teacher. That's why I want to come back to earth as a teacher, so that someday I can work at Love Ladies as a teacher. I'm an assistant teacher. How's that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
What is White Dove Temple like?
Well, it's the prettiest thing you ever saw. You know how Bea is. She's got to have everything just beautiful, doesn't she? She's a designer. Well, White Dove Temple, you've seen it, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. I know, I've seen you up there. Uh-huh. She wants to know what the temple looks like, but she knows what it looks like.
I just want to say if we had the same.
Well, it's a beautiful big white temple, isn't it?
Yes.
And it has those pillars, and it has the big dome. White Dove Temple is known for its angels. It's loaded with angels. Now, there are angels at Love Ladies too, but there's a lot more of them at White Dove. White Dove is just loaded with angels all the time because they do so much healing work there. And Bea has an angelic bent to her now. You've heard that, right? Yeah. Yeah, you've heard that. Well, there's a lot of angels coming and going. And they have various things going on there too, but there's not really any healing so much goes on at Love Ladies. At White Dove, they teach healing, they do healing, but they do teaching there too at White Dove. White Dove is very involved with humanity and trying to help humanity because it is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And there's a lot of strong light that goes through White Dove. Going out to people, reaching out to people. They're trying to reach out to people and draw people into the work and into the Holy Spirit. That's a good way to put it. Anybody else?
We miss you and we love you.
Miss you.
I don't miss the earth, but I miss the seminars. That was my favorite part of life when I was really in later years. I miss that. But that's why I'm attending this year. And I've been around. Saint Germain and Lady Portia have been around. We've all been in and out. And I came in and out with them. So I hope to continue to work with you all. I think that I can be of value to you. What do you think? That's right. But, you know, it's like you've been told, I can't make a nuisance of myself. You have to call on me. It's that free will thing. Well, I'm part of that. I can't come down and haunt you. Well, I could, but I get in trouble. I'm trying to stay out of trouble, at least till I know the ropes better, and then I can stretch them a little bit. You know me. Yeah. One thing I got up here, you know that red hot little car I had you heard about? Yeah, it's here. Yeah.
You hid it in heaven, huh?
I hid it in heaven and it's paid for. Yeah. So I'm kind of known for that. You know, B likes to ride horses and so forth. Me, I got the hot rod. Yeah. It's brand new. It's gorgeous. This looks like the day it was made.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's good, girls. Look forward to it. You've nothing to fear. Things are only going to get better for you now. I know that. I say that with confidence because you are all working hard on your own growth and you're working hard on helping humanity. And that just gets you the best karma you can imagine. They really like that. And so you're going to be looked after. Yeah. All right, I'm going to let the teacher go. She's enjoying this. But I'm always around. I won't forget you, and when it's time for you to come up, I'll be there. And we'll have a great reunion. So, this is Jean. Watching over you like you used to watch over me. I haven't forgotten that. Good evening.